Hello everyone, my name is Tony. The topic today I want to talk about is nuclear power and human health. Nuclear power is the use of nuclear reaction that release nuclear energy to generate heat, which most frequently it's then used in steam turbines to produce electricity in a nuclear power plant. Many people have been considering nuclear power the fundamental of armed races, conflict, and the reductions of ecosystem for decades. Otherwise, some said nuclear power gives human advantage in many aspects, even though nuclear power have the benefit and drawback towards human, but it tends to devote human development and world peace. On the one hand, ionizing radiation causes health problems, damage the environment, such as causing cancer and cardiovascular disease, and it affects the marine species habitats. But also, on the other hand, it contributes to economic growth, the environment, and maintaining world peace. On the negative side, ionizing radiation is seriously harmful to human health as the result of nuclear war race by developing countries, but because it disrupts the DNA forming process and causes health disorders to the victim. The DNA chain is the foundation to define an individual's appearance or characteristic by inheriting the DNA from parents by roughly 2013. However, ionizing radiation breaks up that process and as it delivers numerous external packs of energy, which is lethal for human beings. Furthermore, the person infected by radiation for the long term has more chance to undergo health problems. By roughly 2013 state ionizing radiation also increased the risk of occurrence and death from some non-cancer disease. Because radiation is transparent and the molecules of it are strongly spreading in radiation environment, that the DNA chains will execute the molecules and leave the cancer cell back. Along with ionizing radiation issues, the environment has been seriously damaged by the nuclear industry in recent decades. The process of cooling down the nuclear temperature caused many issues to marine species and also increased the sea temperature levels. Firstly, the cooling system captures water from the sea or river and inadvertently captures and kills the sea animal by TV 2018. Nuclear power consumes huge amount of water to generate electric power. The systems to capture water are huge, and the fish will tolerate huge pressure from it and catch up with the flows. In addition, the changing temperature in a specific location will affect the habitats of living creatures in that area. In fact, the solubility of oxygen and gases will be decreased as temperature increases. By Frontiers Environmental 2014, the temperature of water around the nuclear power plant will be increased. The rapid change in temperature will result in serious death of fish. Furthermore, as a consequence of fish mass death, other species will have lack of food sources. Then the ecosystem will be significantly damaged. And finally, the nuclear industry has a drawback on the environment. Okay, let's move on. On the positive side, nuclear power contributes to economic growth and reduce pollution. Both of these aspects are significant to human beings, first because most of power plants today burn coal, oil, or natural gas to heat water and to steam and to turn on the turbine into electricity. But in fact, there is nothing burned to produce nuclear energy, and there is no harmful pollution to the atmosphere by Berkeley 2013. The burning process of common fossil fuel is directly generating CO2 emission into atmosphere, which is the main reason for the greenhouse effect. And the emission gas of nuclear power is also lower than other kinds of fossil fuels. In addition, nuclear energy significantly contributes to the country's economic development. According to the Department of Energy, nuclear energy accounts for about 20% of our electricity production by Berkeley 2013. In many developed countries, nuclear power improves the economic situation by generating jobs, electric power, further decrease CO2 emission. Nuclear power not only improves the nation's finance and environment, but also help the government to maintain world peace. More specifically, nuclear power provides sustainable energy that prevents humans from conflict In addition, every nation is afraid of nuclear destruction that helps keep the world safe. One of the very few major technologies for meeting growing energy demand without contributing to global climate change, peace, and development. Nuclear in the Service of Humanity, 1999. There were many war over resources for country survival. However, nuclear power is ensured till now. That also means there will be no war or conflict. Furthermore, the nuclear industry invented the most terrifying weapon in the world during the World War II. In August 1945, the United States dropped atomic bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, killing a lot of people. By George 2017, the consequence of this event are heavily damaging Japan, which is still like a deadly. Move on. Besides the destruction of nuclear weapon, it's incapable of being determined as it can remove the existence of an area within a minute. In general, nuclear power contributes to human peace as a terrifying weapon, but also a sustainable energy source. To sum up, nuclear power has more advantage than disadvantage. For human beings, ionizing is related to cancer and human lethality by changing the resin DNA. It's also harmed the environment by its generating process, especially to like marine species. But like the benefits, it's kept the world peaceful. It's assist the economic growth. That's great. And like as we use nuclear power more properly, it can be a sustainable sources for human, in like to reduce like climate change. And last but not least, as long as human use it properly, it can be a sustainable resource for long term. Along with that, human needs to be ensured that they like the nuclear power will not be run out, and there will be no conflict and war happens in future. Thank you.